Hello, and welcome to Folger Encores. I'm Teri Cross-Davis, and I am the Poetry Coordinator for the Folger Shakespeare Library. We have been missing our audiences tremendously this year. This period has allowed us the time to reflect on our history of Folger programs, many of which were recorded for archival purposes. This is a library after all. Our staff has been hard at work making these archives of past readings, performances, and lectures available, and we are excited to be able to share them once again. As you watch and listen, keep in mind that this great footage came from our Steadicam, mounted just above the small boxes at the back of the Folger Theater, favorite seats for many of our patrons. No zooming or special lighting, but a terrific reading to remember. Whether or not you were able to join us the first time around, we hope you enjoy this encore. We revisit I Put a Spell on You, a reading from October of 2019 that not only highlighted the work of poets Annie Finch and Kiki Petrosino, but also explored witchcraft and the idea of powerful women in connection to the natural world. Excerpted here are poems from each poet, each poem a blossom, and this collection a small bouquet from the archives of Folger Poetry. If you would like to know more about the O.B. Hardison Poetry Series, please visit folger.edu/poetry. There you will find performance histories, artist bios, and information about upcoming programs. We hope you will join us for these weekly episodes of Encores, highlighting all the Folger has to offer. Thank you for tuning in.
There are many poems in this book in the form of the Villanelle, which you may know is a French medieval kind of a song form, but it's also a magical form. It's sort of like casting a spell because in the Villanelle, you're required in the 19-line poem to repeat certain lines a certain number of times. So if you hear repetition, it's on purpose. Here's one with a Shakespeare connection. Prospera. I had a daughter like a trench plate once. She lidded my loneliness just so. That was before I retired to my Millen, where now I slide my tongue across my own gapped teeth in the dark. But when I had my daughter, my trench plate, I poured water and stars, water and stars. She dreamed in the cradle, I dug in the mud, and I didn't think of retiring to Millen, nor of losing my daughter to that dark garnet of a husband and his talk. She was my trench plate daughter, and I hushed her to sleep all alone in a language I drew from my own throat, but I've forgotten it here in Millen, where every third thought is my grave girl waltzing in her wedding gown of wire. Don't you miss how you were mine once, oh, my trench plate in another Millen? Contagion. I wake up in my body and it's worse than a war zone. My smoke cloud of blood, my hair grenade, tick, tick, boom. It's worse than a war zone when I cruise past your brunch just to get bread, just ordering juice. I open my mouth and the war rolls out dense as a foghorn. I can't keep from squeezing my skull. I keep time traveling back to the noon of my birth, worse than a war zone, that Sunday, that night when I wept in the war of myself. That's the first war I knew. It was worse than a war. Sermon. Who shall change my vile body into a glorious body when I know there's glory at the end of my prayer? Who shall change my vile body into a glorious body? A lioness subdues all things to herself. Yes, even a lioness subdues all things to herself. Who shall change my vile body into a glorious body? When I talk to the lioness, sometimes she answers. When I talk my dragging talk, this is how she answers. Your vile body shall change into a glorious body. I've planted my claws in the lioness nation. With my claws in the dirt, I've pledged a whole nation. But who shall change my vile body into a glorious body? The Lord makes a lioness. She multiplies in gold. The Lord makes a wild lioness. Let her multiply in gold. But how shall my vile body change into a glorious body? O Lord, if my real life is the lioness hunting, if she'll crown me with thunder when I get to her country, only then shall I come into glory, Lord, when I drown, when I drown, when I drown, when I drown.
Let us speak from you and spell soil small shadows past our blood. Let us learn what leaf prints tell. Let us balance dust and mud. Taste our summer like your call, smell your autumn, drink your spring. Pass your winter shadows, fall to your feet, and come to sing. Samhain, October 31st. In the season leaves should love, since it gives them leave to move through the wind towards the ground they were watching as they hung. Legend says there is a seam stitching darkness like a name. Now, when dying branches veil earth from the sky in one last pale wave, and autumn dies to bring winter back, and then the spring. We who die ourselves can peel back another kind of veil that hangs among us like thick smoke. Tonight, at last, I feel it shake. I feel the nights stretching away, thousands long, behind the days, till they reach the darkness where all of me is ancestor. I turn my hand and feel a touch move with me. As I brush my young mind across another, I am with my mother's mother. Sure as footsteps in my waiting self, I find her, and she brings arms that have answers for me, intimate, awaiting bounty. Carry me. She leaves this trail through a shutter in the veil and leaves like amber where she stays, a gift for her perpetual gaze. Binding spell. He who mocks a woman's mind will be ruined by the wind. He who abuses a woman's body, Mother Earth won't feed nor bury. He who hurts a woman's heart rots where tears and oceans start. He who wastes a woman's will burns till no more flames can kill. He who shames a woman's spirit sours his mother's womb within it.